Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for joining me on the Angry Truth channel. So today's video, we're going to talk about, are we to blame for Afghanistan? Now, the reason why I'm asking this question is because undoubtedly, two articles popped up that I researched anyway, that I found rather, blaming the entire Afghanistan mess on American citizens. So now, people are blaming Trump for the obvious reasons, because Trump is the easy scapegoat. People are blaming Obama, people are blaming Bush. But the problem with the Afghan situation that Biden actually caused, because it was his exit strategy that was shit, that was going to happen regardless of who was in office. So it didn't matter if Trump pulled out, it didn't matter if Biden pulled out. This was going to happen. Afghanistan was a collapsing wall that couldn't be repaired, that was beyond repair. And that if you sat there and tried to leave, that was like kicking out the support of a wall without any backup support, if that makes any sense. So Afghanistan is a wall that the U.S. military was pretty much holding up. And as they pulled out the troops, the wall started collapsing until it collapsed completely. That was happening regardless. There was no restructuring this country, no matter what they did. It was an obvious money waste. It was a waste of money, sorry. And all of those generals that were talking about Afghanistan and how well it's doing and how well the training was for the Afghan army, that was all a lie. There was no way on God's green earth that it was ever working. They only reported such so that they can get more funding to stay there longer. That was it. But it was clear to everyone who had half a brain that the Afghan situation was going to happen and Afghanistan was on its own. If the Afghan army didn't do the right thing, as in fight back for themselves or establish a government with balls, this is what happens. This is what happens when you put pussies in charge. You get a collapse just like this. Now, with that being said, guys, for obvious liberal journalists blaming the American citizens, so they weren't blaming like America, like was America to blame? No, they're blaming the American citizens, you and I, on this Afghan mishaps, this Afghan situation, tragedy, disaster, whatever you want to call it. They were blaming the citizens because, well, one article put it, we backed the presidents that allow this. And I'm like, wait, that, first of all, Afghanistan was out of the citizens' control. A lot of people had said before the whole Afghan thing went down that we didn't belong there, that wasn't our fight, and that whatever bullshit excuse we were going to use to get in there was just that, a bullshit excuse. Now, some people are like, well, you know, the Taliban had ties with Al-Qaeda, which, keep in mind, they both hate each other. And they were going to use that as the excuse to go into Afghanistan was 9/11. Listen, guys, the Afghan war, the Afghan situation, we were all lied to on all levels. I know that there's a lot of you guys out there that I'm probably pissing off with this video, but we were all lied to, period. Afghan wasn't our goddamn problem. It wasn't our problem to begin with. Our problem was tackling Al-Qaeda and making sure they didn't do whatever the fuck they did during 9/11 or any other day after that. But to sit there and then look at Afghanistan and go, oh my God, look at that country. It's poor. We can get in there. Let's get some. And then what happened? And then we were holding up that country for the next 20 years. So we're holding this country up, trying to get them back on their feet, and they had no plans of getting back on their feet. The fucking country collapsed as soon as we left. The Afghan army took up, and the president was like, I'm out of here. That's not having balls, guys. That's quite the opposite. It's not even having a vagina at this point. It's being a eunuch. Just nothing. Because they did nothing. They fucking sat there and they left military vehicles behind. Even if the Afghan army was going to run or give up, they should have taken the equipment with them. But instead, they didn't do that. Instead, they just hightailed it out of there. And now look at the mess we're in. Look at the mess they're in, rather. Because it's probably no longer our mess anymore. Yes, there are American troops that are American citizens that are still left behind. According to Paskey, right, Jen Paskey, there was no one left behind. And they were at at least last week there were 500. I think there are 200 this week. Still, that's Americans left behind no matter how you slice it. If there's one American citizen left behind, that is one too many. But nonetheless, guys, this problem was foreseen. It was something that everybody saw coming as soon as we left. And we knew that we knew when we left that this was going to happen. Why didn't they evacuate everybody a month or two ahead of schedule? Why did they wait to the last possible minute to go, guys, we gotta go, guys. We gotta get out of here, guys, let's go. At the moment, instead of fucking playing it out and going, all right, guys, we're gonna leave. But when we leave, the shoe's gonna drop. And when that shoe drops, everybody needs to fucking bounce. But before we get to that point, we want every American citizen out of there. So, guys, again, blaming the American citizen for this is insane. Instead of just blaming, listen, this is Biden's problem. I don't want to sit there and blame this on him entirely, because it doesn't matter who the fuck was there, guys. It was going to happen. Yes, if we had a better exit strategy, this was still going to happen regardless, but it might not have been as bad. Maybe we would have got more of our equipment out there. Maybe we would have got everybody out of there all at once, and then whatever happened after that happened. But then it would have no longer been our problems. Because now what the problem is, and I'm going to start blaming the right on this, not the left for a change, the right. You can't sit there now and use the stories of the people that are being killed, beheaded, murdered, and raped there because the Taliban took over. Afghanistan, unfortunately, is not our problem. They're not our problem to get them here either. The fact that we're taking on this absorbent amount of fucking Afghans, is not our problem. But somehow we made it our problem. So then they want to tug at your fucking heartstrings with the bullshit that's going on there and how the women are going to be mistreated. Not our problem. And yes, it sounds heartless and callous, but guess what, guys? We have bigger issues here in the United States. We have shit that's going to go down, and we're worried about fucking Afghans. Not our problem. If the Afghan people and government let the Taliban take it over, that is their fucking problem. The Afghan people should have fucking grew a pair of balls, picked up arms, or wherever they were going to pick up arms, and fought back. They could have been throwing fucking hardened shit at the fucking Taliban or whatever it was, guys. They could have done something, but they chose not to. They chose to take the easier path, and that was run to an American air base and try to climb on a fucking outside of a plane and then die in doing so. If you were going to die falling out of a sky, guys, you were better up picking up somebody's firearm and going after them. If all of those weapons were left behind in the military base, maybe the people of Afghan could have went to that military base, picked up those M4s and the weapons there, and went to fucking war. But instead, they chose the coward's way out. And I will forever call the Afghan people cowards. Because you had a choice, and the choice was fight or leave. But instead they left, and then they want our pity here in the United States. Please put us somewhere, American man, please put us in housing somewhere. The French, please let us in, we'll eat baguettes and croissants. You know, like, that's the shit that's the path they chose to go. Fuck them. Fuck them in the ass, because they don't deserve any pity. If you don't fight for your own country, you are worthless. It's the same that goes for fucking Mexicans, the same that goes for fucking Uruguayans or Peruvians or wherever country you're leaving because the hardship is hard. You better fucking pick up arms and fight. Period. Against the drug lords, against the fucking dictatorship. That's what needs to be done. But instead, we are fucking coddling every other fucking nation on this planet and taking them in. Because that's the easier thing for them to do, is run. And then they get here and they tell you their sob story, what was going on over there. Fuck you, dude. Either you fucking grow a pair of balls and fight, or you fucking come here. I don't want to hear your fucking sob story. I don't care. I don't care how they were about to behead you, or they were going to kill your fucking family. I don't care. Because that was up to you to stand up and fight. Because what happens is that weakness, guys, that weakness that they have over there, it's going to follow them here. And because they have no balls and because they have no fucking initiative, that bullshit's going to follow them here. And unfortunately, we're going to see a variation of that here from their country. As we see in Dearborn, Michigan. Motherfuckers left Muslim dictatorship countries to come here, and they're starting their dictatorship there. Anyway, guys, this is The Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truths channel. You can like and subscribe to this channel. You can also follow me on the Angry Prepper channel. Like and subscribe to that channel. Other than that, guys, thank you for watching.